Okay, hello. Thanks for joining in or watching it later. That's okay as well. Just remove those because I'm getting too much feedback into my brain. Where's my check the stream. The stream is working okay. So eventually we will clean those up. Don't you worry. Check my sound quickly. That's actually coming through the stream as well. Seems to work okay. So now I have this like really good microphone, but my PC with 10 fans is just in front of me. So I don't know how much of that noise is going into the stream to eventually adjust those somehow so it doesn't overheat, but also doesn't just start throttling for no reason. Don't know, for example, yeah, this one. Yeah, 11% CPU. So once it's crossing like the 10%, it starts the fans starting to aggressively whatever. So hopefully tune them down a bit, so it doesn't happen. Also using the 16 megabyte for upload. That's the stream. And this using another 5 or so for uploading. I think this one will be heavier. Just testing a few things. Should be left right by default with a 300 separation. So what is it? 32 and 17. Yeah, it's the same, just becoming slower. So, oh, it is high now. Ooh, yeah, the window. There's also that auto detection thingy going. Right, so CPU now is at 16. Yeah, so now the fans are going as well as expected. Don't know which one is it, but I can hear them pretty well. It's this 2, 3, 4. Don't know why this one actually not going. So I don't know how much of this noise is going into the stream. Right, and now they quiet down. I have to change this to like about 1 or 2 seconds. Unfortunately, sorry for that. If anyone needs more, please do let me know. We see how we address that. I will give you a login for bodycloud.com or or adjust, keep adjusting this one. But yeah, the window size, yeah, probably half it at the moment. Make it 5 or 4, like 4 second maximum. And this, wait, yeah, 4 second maximum. Default is 1 is okay. And this one we want left and right. Make current value default. And this one reduced down to 300 default. 100 default, just make sure. Signaling, fast scroll, no, that's okay. It's still not published. Publish this later. Okay, back to this. Is this specific tool? It is not great that you can have to select. Ideally, you just right click on the wave and hit remove or something. Also, these numbers should be going from 1 to 16 instead of 0 to 15, but that's this actually can be easily fixed. Shall we do it now? Because the API has 0 to 15. So ideally we'll change it at the API level. Why subscribe? Unsubscribe. This. Right, that's much quieter. What's up with the to limit the power on the motherboard as well? I think 1000 watt should be plenty, shouldn't it? 908. The absolute minimum was 37, but the maximum, I don't know what is it normally doing. Just limited. Oops. Let's say oops in the, it's something to be removed in the editing. Now, okay, so back to, so normally, what is it normally we do during the streams? We check the site quickly. Yeah, there was a mistake that this atrial tachycardia was doing over here with labeling. And I also would like for this to be selected by default. You can roll this way. Potentially just using your finger on the phone. But generally these, what is good? Yeah, I have to make this better, but leave it as is for now. Make a comment on it. This one. Okay, I'd like to also. Oh, right. We have this thing running in the background, so I totally forgot about it. But it doesn't take much resources. Because again, someone mentioned an inverse F noise as part of EEG, which does look a lot like EEG, and I didn't know about this one. So we would like to eventually incorporate it in here. Yes, it will look like it will look something like this. That's logarithmic scale. The point is, that looks a lot like, I don't know, someone referred to it as noise inverse F noise. It's not really noise. It's really like just like EEG baseline. Something looks like, to do more reading on it. Anyhow, we want this as well, potentially another web application, but then just integrating it into here. So you'll have an option to add the inverse F 1 over F noise onto the signal, which I think will be very handy. We'll have it as one of those small tools. A minor release. This CPU still throttling. It stopped now. Must have been this tool as well. How much does it take? I just wanna put on another screen. 1263. It does take about 1% CPU. That's not too bad. Also a good example to power spectral density, because before we were plotting other things, not PSD. And the other thing is that they could select different types of noise. This y-axis has to be automatically scaled. Because the reason I was turning auto scale off is because of in inverse f. It's a fairly small. You can make it larger if you want, but the point is that it's fluctuating quite a bit. Can I just make longer? That should generate 20 seconds, and this should fluctuate less. The amplitude y axis. This doesn't fluctuate. It's definitely taking some resources. And it's still hogging up memory in those charts. Oh no. I mean, yeah, that's 17 gig in memory. Just, yeah, probably my video is not required with the topics back on screen. I'm just trying this out, like the playing around with different screen layouts. Let me know what you think. Anyhow, this one we can close it for now. Don't want any changes, like open it from scratch, the original thing. Okay. See what's the quickest quickest way to turn this into API. We definitely need this. Yes, we could have it as a sub VI. Up there. This thing go here. We need to move it. Save and move. And let's just manage web services. See what's. We haven't published it before. Yeah, of course not. BCCG. Yeah, it only has that. But we need something as an output. Can put the waveform out, but I had some trouble doing this before, so ideally we'll put out the where is it? Waveform palette. Get waveform components. Get average power spectrum. A delta T, create the indicator. We need the indicator for delta T. And this two. Oh, this will be output delta T. Yeah, just put all this stuff as input. Have noise type, noise amplitude, sine frequency, and sine amplitude. Sampling info will be fixed for now. So we have this as input, and that's output. Let's quickly publish this. Having errors, and that's pretty sure it's because of these spaces in the names. Just a bit silly, but to get rid of them because they are in the URL. Try publishing again. And yeah, it's fine because in the URL name it's already adding underscores for where they're missing. would have done it everywhere else as well. But it is what it is. Bad request, bad request. And frequency, noise, amplitude, 1. Line amplitude, 0. Noise type, 1. Okay. Okay, that's working. And we can plug it as a new, so we need that. This could be, so it's actually how you would use the API if you want to create your own user interface. A bionic chaos. Right, this should work as well. We copy this and we make new API. We need a template. What would be a good template? I'm just trying to make it mobile friendly, but yeah, good luck with that. Let's try to figure out why, like this screen, when it jumps to a vertical, why this charts are that small, why they're not going through. Yeah, I want to go for them to go larger, but yeah. So yeah, it's not something I want to be messing around for too long. It's actually looking at that new tool, which is apparently, someone mentioned that in EEG you have this delta inverse F noise. So I'm actually trying to model it. So this is what it will look like. Yeah, and it looks a lot like EEG. So I wanted as an option in one of the tools to be able to just overlay it in the simulated EEG signal. So yeah, let me know. Let me know if you would like to go live. I can set Zoom as well, just so it's more interactive. And hopefully becomes more interesting as well. But just, yep. Yeah, no, while having code to run, this is exactly what these live streams are for. While waiting for your code to run or kettle to boil, that you can just drop by and say hello. Thank you for doing that. Notice this one is running way too fast. Can definitely put a longer delay on it fairly safely. And because yeah, I can hear my CPU already going. Because I think it's crossing the 10% CPU usage. Yeah, it's now at 15. That's yeah. Now it's going quieter. It's actually tuning it up before, but I have to tune it some more. Yeah, it's the 10 fans. Might have like a separate what's called profile. Yeah, I can save this profile, have a profile just for streaming, because the CPU is just in front of me, so all the noise going straight into it, into the microphone. But I'm still looking at how to tune it up, because obviously I don't want my CPU to overheat as well. Yeah, I can still hear it. Now it should go. Yeah, now it's a bit softer. Because before it was just going nuts when it's going above 10% CPU usage. Like pretty much all the fans will turn on. The microphone doesn't like it. There's a noise cancellation through the NVIDIA broadcast thing, which is like full strength. But why are those moving in sync? It's weird. Pretty sure it wasn't doing this before. But I'm pretty sure like between when I do speak between the if something's going into the microphone, the noise will be going into it as well. So the noise removal is not magic. It's only helping a bit. All right, Craig is saying you don't hear the CPU from mine. I thought it's like the noise suppression is pretty good, but I thought if because when I stop talking, the microphone drops, but it takes some time. So I thought during this time, any ambient will go through. I wonder. Yeah, it's really hard to test because yeah, now it became quiet. I mean, I can throttle it manually myself, but I might just if it works, don't fix it. Anyway, what I was trying to do is having an option in the EEG simulator to have an option to overlay different types of noise, because at the moment it's only, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like uniform white noise. But this inverse noise actually looks more like EEG, and apparently it's a thing in literature and stuff. I never heard of it, and I should have. But yeah, it looks a lot like a baseline. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Craig says it's clean sound, so I just leave it as is at the moment. Anyhow, we turned this into API already, and it has all this. Might be easier to see on a static image. Static image, like when it's not flickering, you mean? Yeah, no. Well, right, I can, yeah, I just made the, put this as an input, turn this into create control. Oops, change to control. Change this into a bar. So we can, why is it going this? All right. Static is a not logarithmic scale, but uh, it's a noise generator. Um, where is it? Yeah, it's well, the sinusoid. Uh, yeah, you can put overlay it over the sinusoid, so the sinusoid will be that 1 Hz there. But I'm just turning it off for a second, and that noise will be, what is it? Yeah, it's a continuous noise waveform, power, spectral density, inversely proportional to the frequency. Well, that's the definition of inverse F, but it's just a random number generator. Yes, so simulated data. Sorry. And yes, under certain conditions, I probably should make turn those into variables as well. They can have more control of it, because in some conditions it actually looks very similar to EEG. So say in real, well, in synthetic, so this synthetic EEG generator working differently. It's like it's just white noise and then band passed within these different bands. Um, so your white noise, your inverse F, in theory, will be, it will look something like this. Well, that one is a logarithmic scale, but well, anyway, it will have this type of shape that resembles essentially, well, someone referred to it as noise in EEG, but it's actually, I think of it more as background EEG, just spontaneous EEG activity. So eventually, the idea is that well, you could either compare between them. Oh, did you mean the linear versus log scale? Yeah, that should be fine, because you can still see it. Only the composite signal plus noise. Right, well, yeah, this one has no signal and it's only noise, but then bandpass inserted. And this one, yes, you can overlay that noise over any signal, in this case sinusoid. Static. I think those were like the default setting. So this, and yes, you can make the noise. Ooh, change this quickly to a data entry increment. Just make a smaller echo s to nearest. That should be fine. Yeah, so you can flood So if you had your sinusoid in there, you could just yeah. So if you had a signal in there, say some sort of seizure at whatever, just for 8.3, that noise and point. Yeah, should have an option to switch the log scale on and off. But yeah, some of these things actually in certain other settings, because what seizures will be theta? Yes, if you had them in in a sharper theta, they will start looking more like spikes. And yes, someone said it's yeah, you can vary this essentially over time, randomize this a bit so it looks more realistic. But yes, your window size will make a lot of difference. So essentially, if you had like a real EEG signal, then you could overlay um, different types of noise on top of them. That's the idea for like an updated version of this tool. And yes, there's a real EEG in there as well that you can just yeah, that changes a lot like throughout. This is a very long file, and it changes. Yeah, now my CPU going mental. Where is it? Yeah, 18%. And the GPU should take over, but it doesn't. Anyway, that's what real EEG will look like. This is intracranial EEG, uh, so it will be more real than not. Like it would be higher quality EEG than what's recorded like off the or externally. Just save this. Yeah, I don't particularly like. I don't think I need that sinusoid in there at all because oh, yeah, if we just make that noise, I don't like the log scale necessarily for this particular view. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the phone. Yeah, have to make the screen all these things to scale properly. But sometimes, yeah, they do also funny things on the phone. But yeah, thanks for joining in, Craig. Yeah, and some of this scaling is not great as well. Like, yeah, probably this one doesn't have to go to be narrow. Should fit anyhow. Yeah, a lot of the scroll bars eventually will go because, yeah, I was making more changes as well. I was removing those. So those will be only on the main landing page. That's funny. And when you go into the tools, by the way, yeah, we have new ECG tools. Yeah, those will go eventually. I don't like them here. They'll only be back on the main page. Mm. All right, so yeah, back to this tool. We now do have an API for it. This is what it looks like. You have the delta t in the waveform as output. We also need the power spectral density as output as well, don't we? Might as well do it up front so we don't have to change the API too much later. I think we already started doing it over here. So we have F naught, which we don't really need, do we? I don't know. F naught? Yeah, we'll leave it there. I know we need the delta F, we don't need the F naught. And we need the magnitude. Yeah. Create indicator. Create indicator. Yep, that's the delta F. Oops. Right. So we have y delta t, then we have magnitude and delta F. Save this. Have to publish this again. Right. So we have delta F, delta T, a magnitude, and this magnitude and scales frequency log, no log. And when it's log by, it doesn't have an order. Because this one is log 10, isn't it? Yep. Should have an option for changing that, but it doesn't. Maybe we can do it manually. We have this web API. F delta F, delta T, magnitude of, still a name, isn't it? Should be a better name. The original name. A power PSD should be like a PSD magnitude. waveform delta t BSD magnitude oops. Just changing the names. Let's change the names. This will not work. We have to publish it first. Publish deployment completed successfully. Deployment sounds very militaristic. I don't like it. BSD magnitude. Right. Now we need to choose the one of the previous web APIs as a template. Generate this one. No. Yeah, I should have the standard time frequency thing. This would do. The only problem with that was alright, so no, I said before we can get rid of the fast scroll. No, we can get rid of the play button. You just scroll manually. So in this one we have that's the new API. Let's start it from, okay, we need to unblock from node so we can Oops. See all the content in the JSON file. Right. The name, it's BCEG, ECG. Yeah, we don't want them to time out, do we? Not timing out. That's correct. Okay, we'll have to finish this one. Someone is awake. I'll catch up with you all probably tomorrow. See ya.